Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. The chant of Super Blues ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point at home when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day.
Very good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday night at 7:30. Of course, it is the Tilton Talk Show. That's what Mondays are for. Sponsored by Boyle Sports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, and in conjunction, of course, with SAS Autos, our good friends at Baltic Labour Club, and the Garrison Coffee Company. Welcome along tonight. Okay, it's a very strange week in the week of football. Keith's gone. Sackings at Chelsea, it's all going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack on, get on with the show. Don't forget the show also goes out on Switch Radio tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. You get another chance to hear the famous four, ladies and gents, the famous four, well, three, because I can't include Mrs. Brown, can I? Joining us tonight, Mark Adams.
Hello. Hey.
Hip kiss.
Good evening, all.
Mrs. Brown. And my good self, of course, must apologise for no show last week. It was a little bit poorly, should we say. We'll leave it at that, ladies and gents, because you don't really want to know. However, we're back, and we're supposed to have been joined by Ricky Otto tonight. I think he might have been having some technical difficulties, as he hasn't logged in yet, but as and when and if he does, we'll bring him straight on. So let's just crack on with the show, shall we, and see what we come up with. Got to say a very big happy birthday to former presenter Mr. Fun, a.k.a. Don't know where he is or what he's doing it lately, but no matter what, mate, have a great birthday from all of us at the Tilton Talk Show team. Right, okay, bit of a strange week, Paul, with no main game on, and I must admit that I woke up Saturday and then put Blues TV on, expecting completely. Hey,
there's always one.
That's what I do. That's why I am what I am.
Yeah, we know exactly what you're
right. Keeps and Bell's gone. That's the big news out of Blues this week. Then, Paul, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, he had 6 months left on his contract, and I must start by saying he's been an absolute stalwart for us over the years he's been here. His service to the club has been outstanding. I think we've had 5 or 6 managers since he's been here, and he's been picked by every single one of them, which is a testament to himself. You know, he's never leaves anything on the pitch, and it is disappointing to see him go. Now, I just hope that they've got a plan to replace him, because, you know, we've, like I said before we came on, we've only really got Sunich that's of his kind, that like rolls his sleeves up and gets stuck in. So, you know, if Harper can come in there and maybe get us up the field more, and we can be more of an attacking threat with a more attack-minded midfielder next to Sunich, if that's his idea, then that could work. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, and whether or not we sign and replace him, you know, before the window closes.
Yeah, Mark, your thoughts?
Pretty much what Paul said. I mean, you think of sort of bargain signings. He's up there with the Damien Johnsons. Very similar sort of player. We will miss him. I mean, he's been a brilliant servant for us. it might be controversial, but I think people are sort of going on as if we've lost Messi or someone. I mean, as much as don't get me wrong, I loved Keith. I absolutely loved him.
Yeah.
But we are well stocked in midfield.
Yeah.
And plus the fact as well, who's to say he didn't want to go? He might have had his head turned by Rowett.
Yeah. We did talk about this before the show,
you know
didn't
what,
we?
the guy's in his 30s now, and you know what? If you want to know what an outpouring of grief at St Andrews is like, you should have been with me on my paper round when I turned that newspaper over way back in the day, and I saw that Trevor Francis had been sold. Now that was one that this is Dutch Mike, great servant, 183 appearances for the club.
Yeah.
You know what he's done us proud. Perhaps it's just time that he moved on. Perhaps he's not part of the plan. Perhaps he's not part of the 3-year plan. Sometimes I get knocked down for the things that I say, but you know what? Footballers come, footballers go. That's the nature of the beast.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he might have had an inkling that he wasn't part of it anyway. And like say, certain players love playing for certain managers. I mean, look at Robbie Savage. I know to a lower extent, but you know, some players just love playing for former managers.
Lower extent, Robbie Savage is going to rip your head off, mate.
Friend of the show.
I think for me, we have to ask ourselves, you know, is he better than San Jose and is he better than Clayton in that position? Because that's what we're left with. Go on, sorry.
Or is there another little chink that we don't know about yet?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they've got either Raheem Harper's going to go in there and make us a bit more of an attacking threat, and we're going to be more on the front foot, hopefully, or they've got somebody else lined up to replace him.
Yeah.
We have to wait and see.
Yeah,
have to wait and see. Yeah.
But I don't know if everybody agrees, but I would pick him over San Jose and Clayton in that position next to Sunic.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, you won't know.
But no, I won't now, but I'm just saying that I would.
You would,
know, so I just hope that it doesn't backfire, that's all.
Yeah. Plus the fact, I mean...
I think, again, there's a lot going on at the club that we don't know about. And, you know, you read all this social media stuff. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know. And there's no good me saying that I do know, because we don't actively try and find these kind of things out, because that's not what we're about. As and when announcements are made from the club, we'll talk about them. But as for speculation, it's speculation.
And that's all it is,
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, in all honesty, that...
Sorry, can I just look it up? I'm ever sorry. Steve Tarbuck says, Nick, we don't need any more chinks.
No.
Oh dear.
That was harsh. That was brutal.
Isn't that racist?
Sorry, Mark, crack on.
No, I was just saying it's quite a sad state of affairs that somebody else kind of chosen Millwall over us. You know.
Yeah.
We're the much bigger club.
It is, Mark. Yeah, but times have changed. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know, we're not that big club that.
No, I know.
Think we are.
But it's just
who knows what his wages were as well with our financial constraints. Maybe he's been offered a decent package for the last couple of years of his career.
Yeah.
I think it's just a prime example, though, of how far we've fallen from grace, isn't it? In the last 10 years, that we're losing some of our starting midfielders one of our starting midfielders over the last few games to Millwall. I mean, he started the games next to Sunic against Bristol City away, Reading away. And also at Middlesbrough away, and there's 3 of our 6 wins so far this season. That's 50% of our wins, isn't it?
Can't attribute that to one person, though, Paul.
No, but what I mean is, like, him and Sunic together, you know, was the best option for me with the squad as it is now. So I just hope it's a big responsibility for Raheem Harper to come in at 20 years old on loan from West Brom and be the answer, you know, at that age. So I hope he is. Obviously, I'd love to see him come in and make a massive difference. Yeah. Can I
ask you a question, Paul? And then I'm going to ask you the same question, Mark. Do you trust Aitor Karanka?
I believe in him. I think that if he's given the time, he can turn it round and he can come good for us. If he's backed as well in the transfer window, and also if he's left to get on with his job properly. But that's obviously, we've talked about that many times before. But you know, them are my main concerns. Has he got any money to be back within the transfer market? And is he going to be left alone to get on with his job properly without interference from above?
Okay, Mark.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, because we've said it over the weeks, you know, if he was useless, he wouldn't know how to get Middlesbrough up. You know, took him to a playoff final, took him to automatic promotion. If you're useless, you don't do that. So I trust him. With the right conditions. Yeah, I trust him. Got to be honest. Let's be honest. we're all excited to start pre-season when it was announced at that press conference. I can't suddenly just be fickle and say, out, because he's got a track record at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I always use you can take Ole Gunnar. I know it's a much higher level, obviously, but Solskjaer as a prime example is doing well now. He 12 months, and I take him up the road and all for them up the road and all. He was they all wanted him out a year ago and all, and look at him now. Yeah. So in time, it could come good for us, but I just think that our problems at the club delve a lot deeper than just the football, the manager of the team and the players on the pitch. We've got a lot of problems off the pitch, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, look at Solskjaer. He was on the way out this time last year. He was on the way out, wasn't he? They wanted him out.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a crazy game. I mean, just look at Chelsea today.
I know. It's a good point from Jason Hughes here. We obviously put him in the team to find a buyer for him. So we obviously played him to sell him.
Yeah. That's a great point. He's obviously playing for he might have known himself. He was playing for a suitor or somebody looking at him.
Oh, of course.
And a good shout from James Ahern as well. Sorry, Mark. A good shout from James Ahern as well. Gary Gardner as well could get more game time now and coming next to Sunich as well. And what he's got is more drive going forward. I know Clifton Bell does get forward and can score the odd screamer, but I think Gary Gardner probably running with the ball at his feet, towards the opponent, he's going to be hopefully more of a threat.
Yeah. Michael just says that he's choosing first team football every week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it the nail on the head, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever we think of Rowett, he's not known as a Tinkerman, is he?
No, he's not.
Generally tend to have a settled team, which probably appeals to him.
Yeah.
Well, I think going back to the Preston game last week, I was pleased that he stuck to the same 11 for the first time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the result didn't happen. I thought we played well first half, but just couldn't score. The best chance was Sanchez when he cut in with his left foot. Good save from their keeper.
Yeah.
And then they have a good 15 minutes in the second half, and obviously they get that goal. But I didn't think we deserved to lose that game overall, looking at the whole 90 minutes. But we did, and that's the reality. But I'd still stick with the same team. I'd go into the next game with the same 11, apart from Clifton Bell, obviously. I'd probably bring in, if Gary Gardner's fit enough to start next to Sunich, and I'd do that. Or you could play San Jose next to Sunich and bring in, Roberts as centre half, couldn't you?
Good call here from Stuart Hindle. Stuart Hind. I think he's a certain style. Here we go. I think he has a certain style. Why does it do this to me all the time? Needs to build a team. Needs a season and a half to truly say that it's his team. But the thing is, can you give him Coventry and Wickham next losses? They would be disastrous. They would be disastrous. But we haven't played them yet, and we don't know what the results are. So we have to wait.
No. I mean, equally so. I mean, it's interesting because I wonder what the Forest fans think of Chris Hughton. He's been an absolute disaster since he's been there. Yeah. Are we suddenly going to say he's a bad manager? He's got a track record.
Yes.
So it's such a funny league.
I think Forest as well are running a pretty similar way to what we are.
Yeah. They've had a Mickey Mouse board. So
yeah.
I think fans just want success, and they want it. They don't want it next week or next month. They want it today. They want it now.
The thing is with success, right? You've got one opportunity to win the FA Cup final, one opportunity to win the League Cup, one opportunity to win the league, and one opportunity to go up through the playoffs. That's 4 opportunities out of all of those games, including the cup games. And there's only potentially up to 4 that can possibly have success. Would you call third place a success? Yeah, I know we would at the moment.
We'd call it a miracle.
But third place is still losing though, isn't it? It's losing out on that Premier spot.
Yeah.
I
know what you mean. Yeah.
But
so success. I mean, we've had success, we've had failure. Like I say, people haven't lived through the 70s and the early 80s and one thing or another to know what it was really like. And it was beyond desperate back then. Beyond desperate, right? Now, kids today are going to be saying in 20 or 30 years' time, oh, God, I remember 2011, 2020, them 10 years, them 11 years, God, they shut the stands down. And it's going to be pretty much a similar grim picture in about 20 years' time, I'm afraid.
Yeah. It's like repeating itself,
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
Has anybody got any information on the main stand in Tilton? Are they still closed? Are they doing any remedial work on them to bring them back up to the standards that are required? And did anybody ever see anything really wrong with those stands?
No, I don't think we did.
I don't know.
It's all hearsay, isn't it? We don't know anything. We don't.
Yeah, I don't know. There's clearly stuff in there that's unsafe. I know the toilets are terrible, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they stink.
Yeah.
And also in the hospitality as well, the toilets ain't the best either, to be honest.
Yeah, but you wouldn't shut a stand down for a toilet, Paul. It must be something.
No, I'm just saying, I think it just needs a bit of a, refurbishment inside in certain areas, but I don't know what failed the test. I know that's not what failed the test, but remedial works could be anything, couldn't it?
Wasn't it? The roof was on the wrong way around.
I mean, that was a classic, wasn't it? That was just a classic.
Who said that?
Nick, I think he made it up.
What did I saw it on Tinterweb?
Oh, it's got to be true then.
Yeah, Nigel Mann's hit it on the head. The pies are unsafe. Absolutely, Nigel.
Oh,
I agree
that's
with
it.
you.
Yeah. Something to do with the
If we'd have put a bit of effort into those pies, Clifton Belt might have had second thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah. I think we can blame Pucker. We can put it all down to Pucker.
No, we can't, Chris. We can't blame Pucker. Right, what we've got to think of is that all those pies that didn't get sold, if they'd have put them around the bottom of the stanchions of the Tilton and the main stand, they'd have been there forever. All right, here's a good shout from Paul McCarthy. Who will be the striker now Hogan's out for weeks?
Is he out for weeks?
Where did we hear that?
McCarthy.
Right, I've not heard that.
No.
But I mean, Djukovic has been linked with a move away now as well, isn't he? But he's the only one. He's the only one we got left if Hogan's not there, unless he plays Lecco through the middle.
I was going to say Lecco or Djuki, but again, how reliable's the source for the Djuki rumour?
These rumours all start somewhere, Mark, don't they?
Yeah. Well, they don't. I'll tell you what, Chris. Here you go. I could start a rumour right now.
It'll be
literally
true.
Okay. Karen Brady's coming back.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
You know what? The internet.
Exactly.
I think for me,
got to say a happy birthday to Nicholas Wellsbury, who's going to be 49 years old soon. Happy birthday to you. You've mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, if it's on Twitter, then it's definitely true.
Oh yeah. Best wishes to Steve Cottrell, who's been struck down by the COVID. Horrible.
How's he doing? Do you know how he's doing?
He's getting better. Okay, but you've got more experience. Mark, at what this thing can do to people. And I was watching the news today. There's a gentleman on there with a beard, and this film was taken last Thursday, and all he wanted to see was see his wife one more time. And unfortunately, on Friday, he passed away. You've got to take this thing seriously. We've got to take it real. There's just, sadly too many people that still aren't.
No, it's still grim, isn't it? I mean, well, it's a $1 million question, but God knows when we'll be going down the Blues again. At least a year, I would have thought.
Yeah.
And even then, you've got to do it in stages.
Yeah. I'm hoping at some stage next season we'll be going back down.
Yeah, I think we gradually fall.
Yeah.
But I think the sort of fully open and that, it could be another. Not being dramatic, it could be another couple of years away.
Yeah,
it could be.
Think so. Yeah.
I've got to say thank you to Michael Woods for saying that 2 go up automatically. Never was any good at maths at school, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, it's useless. Absolutely.
Useless. I've only got one job.
I think, I saw earlier on Sky Sports News that Frank Lampard is about to be sacked later on today. And I'm thinking that's how much the game has changed. Back in, going back years or 20 years, you never had a clue, did you? And then suddenly it's announced that they're sacked. You wouldn't be told that they're going to be. You wouldn't be told that they're going to be sacked.
No. That's right. Yeah.
And I mean, that's someone's livelihood, isn't it? At the end of the day, I know he's a multi-millionaire, but it's still his pride and his livelihood and his job. And
a blemish on him, isn't it?
Yeah, he probably heard that he was going to be sacked before he was sacked.
And I think
loads of comments coming in now. Lee Williams, I'm just going to go off track here. So all of you won't say a bad word about our current predicament. Baffling, Lee. Our current predicament is awful. It's the ownership, as far as we're aware, is awful. It's dire. The communication between the club and the fans is beyond even thinking about. There's nothing coming out. You know what? I mean, I learn more Facebook than I do from the club. We used to have a great relationship with the management and with Davo and one thing or another. It's all gone quiet over there. What is going on, Davo? If you're listening, can you explain what's going on? Even if you don't explain to me privately, I don't mind. But it just seems that they're chipping away at every area that we used to indulge in. It just seems to me that the fans just simply don't matter anymore. And you can prove that because we're not there, right? Things are carrying on as they were. Lee, our club is in a desperate, horrible, vile situation. Just know what's going on, my good friend. So don't say that we're not going to ever badmouth or say a bad word about the club or the current predicament, because we'll speak our minds, my friend. And my opinion is that the club is upside down.
Yeah. And just make it clear, there's four of us here, and we probably all have different opinions as well. So it's not just that it's Nick.
Well, no, we
talk. We all have different opinions. Yeah.
We talked before the show, Chris, and we all agreed to agree with each other all the time.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
I remember that because it was on the internet.
Oh well, was it on Twitter though?
No, mate, Lee, we are in a dire situation once again. I've been there so many times over my life. I will be 60 this year. And I've seen it in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, the 10s, and now I'm seeing it into the next decade. So, we've had our little successes, and you know what? As Birmingham City fans, we've been grateful for those with the Leyland After League Cup final, the Worthington Cup, where we were robbed. That game at Ipswich against Ipswich, which I just watched tonight. Ricky Otto's goal against Liverpool. Unfortunately, he's still not logged in, ladies and gents. Don't know who he is. He's perhaps having a quick coffee with a horse. I don't know. Yeah. But oh God, John Smith preferred it in the 80s when we lost and got relegated and got the board out. You see, this is what Birmingham City are, my friend.
Exactly.
And we ain't afraid to criticise. Believe me, dude. Believe me.
No.
Is this worse than when we had Peter Panu and Carson Young in Lee Clark's sort of second season, when we had to lose all our best players, and we had players like Brian Howard, and you know what I mean? You look at the 11 that we had. In them times, and I know it's bad now. I'm not saying it isn't, because it is. It's very bad.
Paul. People will say that now it's worse than then, but only because it seems so far away. I mean, at that time, Carson.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Nick. Nick was a wreck all the way through that, wasn't you, Nick?
I was a wreck through what, mate?
All the way through the Carson era.
Oh my God! You know what? You look at any single show. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Go back and have a look. And every single week we were down, depressed, trodden on. We'd got nothing to shout about. We've had nothing to shout about since. You know what? If we win a game, we're on a euphoria.
Yeah. You didn't have a Chinese. You didn't have a Chinese all the way through it, did you? 2.5 years, Chris. I did not. 2.5 years. I'm taking their economy down on my own, mate. That's how bad it was.
We were really scraping the barrel back then, weren't we? We were desperate. We had players like Tyler Blackett was playing, and
how was it completely random? But how's that bloke made a living playing for Forest? He's awful.
He was
one of the worst loan signings we've ever had. Tyler Blackett couldn't even take a throw in.
But we had Dan Burn and Carl Bartley, and they had to go back. And then after that, as soon as they went back, and Lingards and players like that left and went back, then we just went. Obviously it was a season that Paul Caddis, the saviour, scored the goal, wasn't it, at Bolton? But that is the closest. I know we've gone to final day relegations at Bristol City away and Fulham at home, but I had more confidence. Mind you, Harry, the Bristol City away we could have gone, couldn't we? Just as much, I suppose, when we beat them. But the Fulham at home, I was more confident we were going to stay up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely,
Yeah. But,
thank you very much, Stuart Hind. Happy Burns Day to all the Blues Scottish fans out there. Happy Burns Day to you. Somebody wants to bring back Carlos Costly.
Yeah.
Don't think he'd come.
That's almost like rebuilding the old cop, isn't it?
Yeah.
God.
Oh dear.
Ray says not long ago we didn't have a pot to pee in. Now we have keep making the same mistakes.
No, we didn't have a pot to pee in. You're dead right, Chris. You know why?
Yeah.
because in 2011, after we got relegated, we had to sell it.
We sold it, yeah. We did, yeah. Well, actually, I remember us selling it.
You bought it. It's underneath your desk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And I have got one to in. And I have got one to in. Graham says the club is rotten to the core. Like you say, there is nothing between the fans and the club. I remember the days when we was kept in the loop, but now there's nothing. Well, I don't remember that. Maybe.
The only thing they feed us nowadays is videos of the lads training, innit, and looking happy and doing flick ups and keepy ups, and you know what I mean, and
propaganda.
This is how social media can be very, very clever. They can drip feed to certain groups, knowing that those certain groups will get that certain story out a certain way.
Yeah,
very clever.
Clever.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch Steve Tarbuck's asking it? Did anybody see Paul Robinson's interview with Brian Dick?
No,
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
No, I didn't know. I didn't see it was on. No, I didn't see it was on. No.
Yeah, I haven't either. Unfortunately, I've seen about the first 10 minutes, and I haven't had a chance to watch the rest yet. But
no, I haven't.
In fact,
it seems interesting, shall we say? Definitely. You know, and I don't know. Is it a good place for somebody to work? You know, within. I mean, somebody like Paul Robinson, really. You know, the kind of person you need around the first team and around the kids and players. You know, I think he's played a big part in the past to the likes of Bellingham coming through, and you know, Wes Harding and people like that we've seen in recent years. He's played a massive part, I think, in their development.
Yeah. Brett Stanley has just said. Sorry, Brett Stanley has just said. Has Ricky Otto been sold too?
Yeah, under our noses.
We have no idea. We don't have no. He's had some technical problems apparently. So, okay. Oh, can I just let everybody know we're going to do the draw for the shirt this evening as well. The signed shirt given to us by Boyle Sport. We're going to scratch off the 2 cards, and then somebody here is going to pick one of the card winners.
Right, we haven't scratched the cards off yet, have we?
No, I haven't scratched them off yet. No.
We'll do that live, and then I'll pick your A or your B for you.
All right, because you don't know which is A and which is B.
I absolutely don't have a clue. No, and also I must let everybody know that I purposely didn't have a go as well because if I won it, I didn't want anybody to say, "Oh, it was a fixed."
You know who's going to win it now, don't you? Paul's going to win it. Paul's going to win it now. No.
So we've got 2 cards. They're both full.
Yeah, they're both full. Yeah.
Both names. Then I'll pick A or B. We will know who the loser is, but we won't announce that for obvious reasons. We will find out between the 4 of us afterwards when we're continuing the session after. But what obviously we won't do is let you know who the loser was, just in case you have a meltdown or something. I would have. If I'd lost it, I would have done.
No, we'll send the loser some goodies anyway, so don't worry.
Have we all had a go?
I haven't had a go.
Yeah.
I haven't had a go.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had a go.
Right, I don't know why people are getting interested in Frank Lampard being sacked at Chelsea. Look, we've got a manager, we've got a structure, have we got a structure? I don't know. We've got a manager,
Debatable.
And until such time as anything else becomes of that, then that's it. That is it.
I think if for any reason Karanka did go, my first shout would be for an ex-player to come back as manager.
Robert,
that's the only thing that these owners and this board haven't tried.
Yeah,
Robert.
Yeah.
We said it.
Lee Bowyer, Robert.
We said it the other week, didn't we? That British managers and Blues click, but Blues and foreign managers, it's a no-go, isn't it?
Doesn't seem to happen, does it? But yeah, I mean, Michael Johnson as well. I mean, he's been outstanding in the England setup, and he did well. He did well at the I can't remember the name of the country that he managed now.
It was a Jamaican team, wasn't it?
Yeah, Guyana.
Paul and Mark, a question for you, right? Assuming COVID was in non-existence, right, and fans were at games, I know that Birmingham City fans can be incredibly vocal against something they don't like. Do you think we would have made a difference to the board being there or not being there had we been on the terraces?
Great question.
No, I think
first.
Go on, Paul.
I think it's whether or not anybody wants to buy us, isn't it? They're not going anywhere until somebody comes in with an offer that's going to attract them to sell it. But, You know, obviously it would have been toxic down there, and they would have been getting dogs abuse from, you know, people around that area. I mean, that's just behind me, and it's been like that anyway for a while. So, you know, I mean, obviously when Zola was there and when Cottrell was there, and you know, all through that time, that, you know, it was mistake after mistake, wasn't it? And you know, it's I don't know. It's obviously when we yeah, I don't know really. I don't know.
You know what? I think on paper or in hindsight, it would be like, yeah, it'd be toxic. But in reality, I think people are so worn down now that we said all this 2 years ago, and
yeah. But going back to Robbo's interview, we've got him on, haven't we, on the 15th of Feb? So we can have a chat to him ourselves.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Also, do we think some of the results would have been different if we'd have had a crowd?
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. I think we make a difference both home and away. At home, I know we're very muted, and that's something that really does bug me. But away, my goodness me, we're so vocal, it's untrue.
Yeah. I think that's what's frustrating me the most, Nick, is that I can see we've got some good players there. You know, we haven't got a bad squad, and we've got a decent. You know, we've got a manager who's done stuff before in this league. So you have to ask yourself and scratch your head and say, why isn't it? You know, why are we where we are? Why isn't it working?
Breaking news. I've just found out why Ricky Otto hasn't joined us tonight, ladies and gents.
Right.
Because Chris Brown has spelled his name Ricky, R-I-C-K-Y, Otto, O-T-O-O. So we were expecting Ricky Otto, who was a chef at the local restaurant. He may be joining us in a couple of minutes. So Ricky Otto. Can you see it, Brad?
People think I'm dyslexic.
Can you see it?
No.
2 TS with Ricky Otto, and then
It's
Ricky
not,
Otto
it's not that,
joined.
it's just I can't spell. I just can't spell. You know what I mean? Secondary modern. What do you expect?
Yes, so going on to it, James Ahern says on paper it's probably the best squad we've had since we got relegated. I think I agree with you. Paul Gill, we've got good players, but just playing them in the strengths of their formation.
Yeah.
We're an English club, we're not a foreign club. We need an English manager, someone like Robbo says, Mandy Irving. So it's kind of everybody's thinking across the same lines here.
Yeah, let's just hope that things can improve, you know, and I don't know whether or not they've got any other players lined up. I'd like to think they have. I mean, you know, there's not a lot of money to spend, I don't think. So let's hope that Raheem Harper can come in and make a difference, and we can get at least one of a striker in, especially if Djukovic goes.
Do you think, open question really, do you think Djuki will be here sort of Easter time, end of the season, or do you think he'll be gone?
I've got a feeling he's going to go.
I think he'll be gone as well.
The thing is, you know, with Djukovic, you need wingers getting to the byline, putting the ball in the box like Gary Monk did with him, you know, and Pep did as well with him. And, you know, if you're not doing that, you're not getting the ball in the box in the air, that's his strength. I've said on the show many times before, he's the best I've seen in my time going at taking heady goals. I don't think I've seen anybody better than him in the air at taking, you know, putting the ball away with his head. But, you know, we're just not playing. We're not playing that formation. We're not playing to his strengths when he plays.
You think he'd go to top 6 team in our league? Or do you think
I think he's probably past that now, to be honest with you. What is he now, 31, 32?
31 now, 32.
I could be wrong. He might go out there and move on to, I don't know, where do you think he could go?
Well, Forrest was sniffing after him last season. Do you think he'd want to fancy linking up with Chris Hughton?
Yeah, but ain't they below us?
Yeah.
But I think possibly Neil Warnock might take him back to Middlesbrough, maybe. I don't know. We're good enough to get in their team or do something for them. He's certainly a good impact player, isn't he, if you're going to use him as an impact player. But I would imagine at his age now, he'd want to be playing more regular, won't he?
Well, what about going to Millwall to link up with Rowett?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'd say that's realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all.
Okay, comment here from Steve Tarbuck. Did you read Wes Harding's Twitter comment to Crowley? The shackles are off. No, I didn't read Wes Harding's Twitter comment to Crowley. I did see it, but I didn't have time to read it earlier because my dinner came in. So I don't know what it was, but if Steve Tarbuck can let us know what was the content of that Wes Harding Twitter comment to Crowley, then we'll talk about it, surely.
Did anybody? I mean, I want to talk about Karen Carney for a minute because she's been getting a lot of unfair criticism lately, I think. And did you see Karen Carney? You know, yeah. And she said that obviously she's previously said when she was a pundit that that Leeds got promoted because of COVID. And I knew what she meant. She just meant that basically they had a break, you know, for the lockdown one when football finished. That break did them good. When they came back, they managed to get the job done. That was all she meant in my eyes. And now this weekend just gone, she's made a mistake, obviously, and forgot where she was. And I think all this lockdown and switching off from the normal world as we know it is affecting people's concentration, shall I say. And, you know, you say the wrong thing sometimes. And she just said when Mason Mount went off for Chelsea yesterday, she just said that, you know, it was 3-1 in the FA Cup against Luton. And she said that he'd be happy with the 3 points. Which obviously, you know, is a funny error to make, but it's a genuine mistake. And she's just been getting dogs abuse online. You know, it's just not fair.
The only thing that's the nature of football fans, though, isn't it? So you make a mistake like that, and whoa!
I've ranted off Chris and said things that like perhaps I should have stopped and thought about it before, you know, because usually I do. I stop and think and read it again, and then think, and then on the odd occasion when I'm so like wound up about something, I'll just post it and then think 5 minutes after when somebody like put me down on it and I'm quite wrong. What I'm saying is we can all get it wrong from time to time.
Yeah,
we can all get it wrong from time to time, and just because you get it wrong once doesn't mean to say that you're a numpty or anything like this. It just means to say you've made an error.
Yeah. But because she's blues through and through, I just wanted to mention it tonight because I just think she's been getting a lot of unfair criticism lately.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be fair, it's a bit of naivety as well because she hasn't been in the media that long, really, has she? No,
she hasn't. No,
it's not an experience.
Mark, I interviewed her quite a few years ago after the Arsenal game in the Champions League, and she came across pitch perfect, my friend. Pitch perfect.
Oh, yeah.
She knew how to answer. She knew how to handle the media. She knew how to talk to people. She was very cohesive in what she was saying. You know, so I don't know.
That's all. I've got a statement from Ricky that's just come in as well.
Okay.
So Ricky's just messaged to say he's had a bereavement at his church, and he's been offering pastor counselling. He said he will come on next week and has offered his apologies to all the show and all the listeners.
Ricky, my friend, you do not need to apologise. Because these things happen, they can happen in a split second, and you know, you crack on and do your job, my friend, and offer those people the support that they need right now.
That's right. That's right. So, football comes second.
Absolutely,
things like that.
Absolutely, absolutely, Peter Taylor's just hit it on the head there. We just want to see Blues progress, and you know, I think at the start of the season, the expectation and the hope, shall I say, as well, for a good season, a much better season than what we've had. You know, I mean, we all would have been over the moon, wouldn't we, with a 10th or 11th finish, like we did say when Rowett came in, and I think we were expecting us to be at least the level that Rowett got us to, and it just hasn't happened.
No.
I mean, has Karanka had the resources? I mean, he hasn't really had a lot to play with.
No, but neither did Rowett.
Could he have done any better with what he's been given?
Yeah, but also, if you look at the situation, though, guys, Karanka hasn't had a crowd. He doesn't know what we're about.
No.
You know,
no, that is a good. That can make a difference. Definitely, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. I think if we had a crowd against Preston, I think that might have. I think we could have just swayed that.
We could have got some points out of that.
Yeah, I think we could have got a point out of that. I do.
Yeah.
Same with the game, the Coventry game coming up. You know, local derby.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Is that home or away?
It's home.
It's home. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. We should be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I like Sanchez that Karanka's bought. I like obviously George Friend's come in and done well for us. I think. I think San Jose has got ability. He's a good footballer with the ball to his feet. He can put a nice cross in the box and pass the ball. Overall, is he good enough to start every week? I'm not sure about that. I'll be honest. I don't know. You know, when he has a bad game, he has a bad game, and when he's good, he's good. I don't think there's much in between, is there?
No. You saying about Sanchez? Can you imagine running down the line with the crowd behind him?
Exactly, yeah. Running towards the Tilton down the
Yeah.
right-hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, that will make a difference, Mark, 100%. And obviously averaging goal has been, I mean, I dread to think, I know he's obviously made a couple of errors, but overall, I dread to think how many points he saved us.
Yeah.
You know, because when you think of the save at Preston at 2-1 up, and, you know, he made a brilliant save. There's quite a few games, isn't there, where he's made a few great saves.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we've been winning games as well to keep us in winning positions. So the goalkeeper's definitely been a big upgrade, I think. You know,
I think the whole goalkeeping department has. I mean, can't really judge Prieto because he's only had a couple of cup games, but you know, I feel more confident with him and Etheridge than Camp and Truman. To be fair,
yeah.
Well, no disrespect to Camp, but
no. Camp, for what Camp was and how much he cost and all that, he was great. He done really well for us.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, averages. You know, you can see averages at a high level, can't you?
Look, Lee Camp would pull off a miraculous save 1 minute and goof one at his near post the next. Yeah. But the fans took to him, Lee Camp in the middle of our goal. You know, and if you get your name shouted out at St Andrews, that must mean an awful lot, because I tell you what, we're a hard bunch to please.
You see, when you get that as a player, that must really lift you.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, at the moment, Sanchez can do some incredible things and he can go on some great runs, but there's no one chanting his name, is there?
No.
And to see somebody also in the man with a full size like cutout of him as well, that was great.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be much love, I got to be honest, for Karanka on the shirt box.
Well, I'll tell you what, someone mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Chris, is that, who was it? Karanka struggled at Middlesbrough for his first season.
Yeah.
Didn't he lose in the playoff final to Norwich?
Karanka struggled in his first year at Borough. Now, if he struggles in his first year at St Andrews and we get promoted next year, is anybody going to remember this?
No.
No. And that goes back to what we were talking earlier. Are managers given long enough?
No. There's no way. I've said this before, I know, but there's no way going back to like between 1986 and 1990 that Sir Alex Ferguson would have been given that time to win a trophy. I mean, people famously say that Mark Robbins saved his job, but you know, there's no way he would have been given 4 years to win his first trophy now.
No chance.
You just wouldn't get that time, would you?
No.
Right, not Blues related. Mark, I want you to answer this one first, then Paul.
Yeah. Go on,
Would you have sacked Frank Lampard?
Oh, crikey.
Well, Mark.
Me personally, no, I wouldn't. I could have given to the end of the season.
5 bad results and he's got the sack. Paul?
No, I wouldn't have done either. I'd have given him more time.
Aren't they still in the Champions League in Europe?
This is the problem, isn't it? You know, unless
they're ninth, aren't they? They're ninth, but they're only a few points off the top 4.
They're still in the FA Cup. I think, are they? Yeah, that's right.
Still in the
in my lifetime, that's the best position I think we've ever been in, ninth in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, in my lifetime as well.
Yeah, I would cry. I would cry if we got to ninth.
Results, right? We've got COVID going on. You've got this going on. You've got that going. You've got no supporters there. You've got, 5 bad results. Oh, you're sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Singh makes a good point here. He never would have given Lampard the job in the first place, and it was probably a bit too soon for him to go up to that level from Derby.
Paul, and I think he should have stayed at Derby for perhaps another 12, maybe 18 months, learnt his trade down in the, in the roots of the divisions, and then gone for something bigger.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I know it's not Blues related, but I'm relating that to the time that managers get, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think he'll go on to be a good manager. He's already got the makings of a good manager.
Yeah.
Well, as an Englishman, I like to see young English players and young English managers as well coming through. And it's good to see Gerrard doing well up at Rangers, and eventually I'm sure he'll come back down, won't he, and manage either in the Premier League or the Championship. I would have thought, and prove himself as a manager in the English League as well. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
But
right, changing tack again. Steve Job wants to know: do you think the pitch is playing a part in the poor home record? I know Coventry play on it, but it's not just a surface. I'm sure we would narrow the dimensions of the pitch. Maybe a tighter pitch doesn't suit us. Now, have a look. As I was having a look at this video a little earlier, Birmingham City 4, Ipswich 1, to get us through to the Worthington Cup final. That was played on the Somme.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
The pitch is the same there for both teams, and I think Just because I don't know whether it's you're just so used to playing on a carpet nowadays, rather than the blood and the mud and the thunder that they used to play in back in the day. I think footballers have been too spoilt, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, the pitch against Preston was really bad, wasn't it? You could see that it was cutting up. It was it was borderline waterlogged, wasn't it? Really, in the middle. So it was difficult for him to get the ball down and play.
Yeah, but I suppose going back to what Nick's saying is that it's the same for both teams, isn't it?
Same for both teams, 100%. Yeah. And that goes for the no fans as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no real advantage to playing home or away, is there?
No.
There's just none.
Coventry, no.
No, not for us.
Again, going back to Coventry, there's all sorts of rumours. Oh, Coventry are going to buy our ground and all this lot. But
I've told you, that won't happen. Won't happen until Brady comes back. All right. Okay.
No, it's not going to happen.
John Smith says so far we've blamed the lack of the crowd, the pitch, the kit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, John Smith, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay, Jason McDonough, the way the season's gone for us so far, Blues, where would you be happy to see us finish after all we got our hopes up at the start of the season, Paul?
Not relegated.
I'd just be happy to see us finish one place above where we did last season. That's progress. You know, saying that though, that's probably, you'd like to think that we could finish at least 16th, 17th would be, under the circumstances and the way it's been, obviously, and how bad it's been, more often than not, that would be, I suppose, remotely acceptable, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'd like to think about 16th, same. Maybe 15th at a push. I can't see us finishing above. I think the playoffs have gone.
The playoffs have gone.
I think I'd just like to see us not relegated.
Yeah.
We're a championship club. We know what we are. We're not. You know what? We shouldn't build our. Well, of course we do. We want to be successful, but we shouldn't build our hopes up, because when we build our hopes up, we're trying to build our hopes up over social media about the rest of the team. They all see it. You know what I mean. They all interact, and they don't interact so much, but they all see the comments and one thing and another. And how desperately, I don't know, down must some of them players feel when our expectations are so high, and yet when we know what we've got is mediocre.
Yeah,
I'm just glad that when we were deducted the 9 points a couple of years ago, that we were, we weren't too bad then. Under Gary Monk, it was a decent season.
Yeah.
If that had happened any other season in the last 5, say, we might have. We would have been through the trap door, wouldn't we? Yeah, more or less.
I don't think we'll go down this season. I know it's looking good.
No, I don't.
I don't think for a minute we'll go down.
No,
I shouldn't really say that, but I can't. I really don't.
That's really only because there are teams a lot poorer than what we are.
Yeah. I agree with what Ray Hobrow's just said. He'd like to find safety sooner rather than the last game, and going into that final game, with possibility of relegation, it's just horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but there again, it's a bit of excitement for us. It might be the only excitement we get.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, it is. So true.
So,
dear.
But saying that, I've heard people say that relegation might, in the long term, be a good thing for us. It might be good for us to rebuild and get new owners and come back up. But it just, looking at clubs like Southampton, Leicester, Leeds in recent years, Wolves, they look at them clubs and think that could be us. But I also look at Portsmouth and Bolton and teams like that.
Go the other way, yeah.
You could go the other way.
Come on, I mean, Paul, whether we go down a couple of divisions, I think most of us will still be going if we're playing on a car park.
Absolutely.
Tell you what, though, like you say, I mean, as bad as we are, I'll give anything to be sat on that little bit of plastic in the Tilton.
Oh, crikey, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to be free to watch it off.
All day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I saw a league table of home form this season, and we're rock bottom, aren't we?
Yes, I saw that.
So it's a good job that we can play away better in the green kit,
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a home form, wasn't it? The worst home form. We were right.
Yeah. We're comfortably bottom of that table. Yeah.
Well, at least we break records.
Yeah.
Nice comment here from Joe Donahoe. I'm repeating myself. I just want to say again, you lads are a great help through this. Joe, thank you very much for your kind comments. And without you, we are nothing at all.
That's right.
Nothing
Absolutely.
at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
Joe.
Peter Taylor again. I was gobsmacked when we sat Monk. So was I, mate. So was I.
And as Vic says, going back to the relegation issue, Vic Singh, great to see your dad on Sky News a week or so ago on that little trailer. Couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there and then all of a sudden looked up and there was Mick in all his glory. Hallelujah. Relegation, how do you guarantee we will come straight back up, Vic? We absolutely
Exactly. Yeah, you look at Sunderland as an example, like Stuart.
Only reason I would not take relegation, Paul. That for me is the only reason I would not take relegation. If I could take relegation to get new owners and have a guarantee of coming back up, take it all day. I'd take that year, right? Only trouble is, I'm 60 this year on Christmas Day. Not that I've ever mentioned that before.
No. Really?
How many seasons left in me?
Jesus. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, I was 42 on Saturday, and I'm wondering.
Oh, yeah,
I
forgot
thought,
about
I
that.
thought I'd throw that in, by the way.
Oh, yeah, well done.
I was 42 on Saturday, and I think I'm wondering if I'm ever going to see it as good as I have when going back to the early 2000s, and
Yeah.
when we first got to the Premier League, and that season when Bruce first came in, took us up, and the first 2 years under Bruce in the Premier League was phenomenal, wasn't it? Amazing. It was like a Galactico era.
Yeah.
Paul, I was actually in Mallorca. I was in Mallorca, right? Okay. Gets up for breakfast, which usually consisted of a beer.
Nothing's changed.
And then when my ex-wife's dad come round with a newspaper, says, "You've just signed Paul Furlong." What? And he said, he was rattling off all these names that we just had. I said, "Oh, look," because he's a big Wolves fan, Dingle. And he was rattling off all these names that we'd signed. And I said, "No, come on, this is Birmingham City. We don't do that." And it was all true. So, hey. Don't forget, says Ray, Vic's dad is on 9 p.m. on Sky Documentary.
Yes.
Please watch that tonight, guys. He is a quality bloke. Mick's an absolutely lovely man. He's been on the show before with Vic. And please watch that. Don't forget, Vic's dad is on 9 p.m. So the second you turn off from this tonight at 9 o'clock, please turn on Sky Documentaries and you'll see Mick Singh talking about racial issues and diversity.
Is that the one with Michael Richards, yeah?
Oh, I don't know. Might be.
I think it's presented by Michael Richards.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. I think I've seen an advert for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time is 2 minutes past 8. It's time for me to pour another Fanta.
Okay. Should we have a bit of fun while you're?
Yeah. Do you want to do the U?
Okay. So we're going to do our competition. It's called. Well, all you got to do is guess who it is. So here we go. Here it comes.
I think it would have been an injustice if we never nicked that at the end, Lads worked hard, well, I don't think it was a dubious penalty, it was definitely a penalty at the end, so, probably a fair result, one I would say.
And a hard-fought result by the lads. Now, you've taken 1 or 2 penalties and free kicks in the last few weeks.
Well, that sounded like Robbo to me.
Oh, of course, you don't know who it is, do you?
No, I've got a clue.
Yeah. Do you know
I don't
Mark?
know. It is.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I was going to say Robbo,
Ooh.
No, it's not Robbo.
Ooh.
It's not Martin Granger, Ray. No.
but then I changed my mind when I heard Paul say that.
What? No.
Okay, we'll do
It
it again.
wouldn't be Percy, would it?
No.
No. I'll give you a clue.
No. Wait. Hang on.
I think it would have been an injustice if we never nicked that at
let's
the
see
end,
if the guys get it.
Lads worked hard, well, I don't think it was a dubious penalty, it was definitely a penalty at the end, so, probably a fair result, one I would say.
And a hard-fought result by the lads. Now, you've taken 1 or 2 penalties and free kicks in the last few
Weeks. Jerry Gill from Paul Lilly.
I think it would have been an injustice if we...
Yeah, no.
Lampard from Pete Taylor.
It does sound a bit
David
like
Cameron from Nigel. We don't have Villa fans on here, mate, tell you. Is it Abdul Hamaza from Jason Hughes?
I can see the Jerry Gill bit. It does sound a bit like him, but no, it's not.
Is
Jerry
it
Gill.
Stephen
Not
Clement?
Jerry.
Stephen Clement?
No.
No. Nor Davy Cottrell.
Chris, question for a clue. Has he been on the show?
No.
No.
Right, okay.
No.
He is ex-Blues, isn't he?
Yeah.
David Cottrell,
Oh, is it Darren Anderson?
No.
Lee Bowyer.
No. So yeah, here's a clue. He's a clue, right? We've used him. Well, he's been our who tonight because obviously we was going to have Ricky Otto on the show, weren't we?
Oh, is it Jonathan Hunt?
Yes.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, okay.
In a new road.
And for that, you get absolutely nothing.
Yay. Can always count on you.
Okay, well, that was our competition. It was supposed to last at least 25 minutes.
Oh, I've just ruined it, haven't I?
You have?
Sorry.
Yeah. You obviously didn't get the email, did you?
You didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo. Sorry.
You mentioned Paul Furlong earlier, Nick, and that transfer window in '96 when Trevor first came in as a manager was really exciting, wasn't it? When we had Bruce, Barry Horn.
Happily.
I know it didn't work out for him here, but Mike Newell was an exciting he was an exciting signing. You know,
I thought
coming down from the Premier League. He won the Premier League the year before, didn't he?
Yeah. At the time, that was a great signing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I think for me, 2004 transfer window was the most excited I've ever been. And again, that didn't really work either. When we signed Gronkiar, Melchior, Is it? You know, and we'd already got players like Upson, Dunn, Forsell, Heskey. You know, we had a great on paper. Then we had a great squad of players, didn't we?
Yeah. Don't know what happened with Gronkiar because he was useless, wasn't he?
He
had a bereavement, didn't he? Didn't his mum die? Had a bereavement pre-season or something like that.
Not sure, can't remember.
Yeah,
but another player that we signed that did okay for the first dozen games was Julian Gray. That window he came in.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't too bad, was it?
Where did he come from, Paul? Can't remember.
I think we got him from Crystal Palace, didn't we?
Palace.
Yeah.
Scored against Villa as well, didn't he?
Just going to mention this. Thanks, Pete Taylor. Not as exciting as when we signed Alex Song. And the next competition is from Nigel Mann. When is my birthday? When is my birthday? There you go. That's the next competition.
But, I mean, you mentioned Forsell there, and I'll even put Gary in this bracket. How many players have we signed on loan, and then they've been absolutely unreal on loan, and then we sign them permanently, and they're not quite as good as they were when they were on loan? I mean, even now, I'm putting Scott Hogan into that bracket as well.
I was just going to say Hogan.
Yeah.
What about
Linda Magna for sending us 50 stars?
Thank you, Linda Magna. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, thank you very much.
We had Chris Holland on loan, if you remember, and he was like the new Gaza.
Yeah.
And then we signed him permanently for 600,000, and he weren't quite as good, was he?
He's more like Bamba Gascoigne.
How many times was that?
What about in recent years? You've got to look at maybe Fabrini.
Yeah.
Zarate, someone's mentioned as well.
Zarate, that's another one. Well, I don't think we signed him permanently, though, did we?
Oh, didn't we? No.
No. He went back to Lazio, didn't he?
Yeah, Chris Holland as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Holland, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Connery's got my birthday correct. Well done. I didn't think anybody would get that, to be honest with you.
Well done. Well done. Right, so we're going to do the competition in probably about 10 minutes' time, Nick.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Just before our last 15, okay? Yeah. Oh, somebody just said for the panel, who is the best free transfer we have ever had?
Free transfer.
Stephen Carr.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, he weren't really technically a free, but for nothing.
He was, wasn't he? He was a free, wasn't he? We didn't pay anything for him. He was a free agent.
Yeah. Kevin Phillips.
Oh, was he free?
Stephen Carr.
Was he free? Was he
Kevin Phillips was a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. In recent years, Michael Morrison was decent, wasn't he, for nothing?
Yeah. I'd have to say Kevin Phillips was probably comes top there for me.
Big things, Gary.
What about Lee Bowyer?
Yeah.
Robbo's another shout.
Yeah,
Robbo?
definitely Robbo. Yeah, he's got to be up there as well.
Got to be.
Kenny,
Kenny.
Did we get him for free? Or did we get him from Wimbledon? Did we pay a fee for him from Wimbledon? I can't remember. Or was he on a Bosman?
I think did we pay a little bit? Was it like 200 grand or something like that?
Yeah.
I know it was a nominal.
It's mad when you look back at old news, like, you know, when we signed Matthew Upson for 1.25 million or something, whatever it was. I mean, you know, I've said on the show before, nowadays he'd be worth, 60, 70, even 80 million upwards. because he's an English centre half that was, you know, really good. There aren't many of them now, is there?
I want to play
Okay, question for the panel from Jason McDonough. Who's your favourite guest on the show of all time?
Oh, go on, Nick. Go around the board.
I've had many.
Go on, Nick. Who would you say?
Can I just do the one, or can I do two or three?
No, you've got to do one, right? And you can only have one.
Some of them are emotion, and some of them are like, this has been the best conversation.
It's hard to choose, isn't it?
It is hard to choose, but I'd have to go for the Joe Gallagher one because of the sentiments, you know, involved in that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mark?
But then I also want to go for Curtis's dad, who sang "We Are the Lads from the Tilton" and gave us that.
That was a great show. That was, yeah. That's goosebumps.
Scarf lady. Oh no! All right, somebody else's go.
Oh yeah, no, you can go on and on and on. Go on, Paul. What do you think?
I think for me, I really enjoyed talking to Lee Clark. I thought he was a top man, really sound bloke. I mean, I've really enjoyed speaking to everybody we've had on, to be honest. There's not anybody that I've got anything negative to say about. I think every one of them has been fantastic. But
every show's been so different as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. But answering the question, I'd probably say, I mean, Martin Granger was great as well when he come on, and you know, I enjoyed chatting to Michael Johnson as well, and Paul Devlin's always good, isn't he? And Robbo.
Go on, you can only pick
one. I think under the circumstances and the time he had with us, and obviously he never played for us, he only managed us. I'd say Lee Clark. To be fair, I thought he was just top draw.
What I took from Lee Clark, he completely changed my opinion of him. I'll hold my hand up. He weren't the best manager in our history, and I had I wouldn't say a negative opinion, but he just made me stop and think. And I thought, you know what, I've got a lot more respect for him now.
Yeah. And the same goes for Robbie Savage as well. I thought he was open and honest and a great guest as well. It was a great show as well, wasn't it?
Oh,
but they're all good.
Yeah,
they're all good.
Ian Bennett was a good one.
Go on, Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
Ricky Seals just said Savage was better than I thought, and he admitted that he was wrong.
Yeah. I got to admit, I think the Savage was best for me.
Two ladies, Michael Johnson for me, with Lee Clark second from Steve Gill. Wow, the photographer guy Roy from Jason Hughes.
Oh, that was a
good
show, wasn't it? Oh, God, that was interesting. Yeah.
Even last week as well, the Caddis one.
He said it was interesting from a different perspective, and I get that.
Yeah, it was good.
But they're all different. I mean, last week Paul Caddis, and you know, he was a great show as well. Paul Caddis, great bloke, top man.
And
Nicky Forster as well was great, wasn't he, a couple of weeks ago as well?
Yeah.
I loved the Marcello interview.
Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah, that was totally unexpected. That was that
In a
show.
car park.
We're like only fools and horses, haven't we? We ain't got a bad episode.
No, not yet. No.
Paul,
Who's Uncle Albert?
Push.
it can all go down and it's gone off.
No, yeah. I've just jinxed us now.
Zaloy, Trigger, Rodney.
The belter from Michael Woods, and our actor friend Richard Hayler, and the squirrel from.
That was a good one.
Squirrel was brilliant.
Yeah,
Always good.
squirrel, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Ward from Jason Hughes as well. Yeah, Mark Ward was a sound bloke as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Again, sorry, Paul. This was before your time, but a cracking interview. I'm desperately trying to get hold of the bloke again. Was the great stalwart that went from Blues to the England setup. Chris, help me.
I'm trying.
Michael Johnson.
No. He used to be with Blues me.
Lee Carsley.
No.
You on about player?
No.
Went from Blues to the England setup.
Are we talking about football?
Francis.
Andy Walker. Andy Walker.
Oh, Andy Walker,
Yeah.
Andy Walker.
Yeah, I think we had him a couple of times, didn't we, in the early days? Did we?
Yeah.
Get him on again. We could
Come back,
get
Chris.
him
He has
back
promised to come back, but obviously with COVID and everything. And also another great shout was Ian Danter.
Oh, crikey, yeah. He's on two as well, two shows.
James Nursey, Chris, remember that one when we got a write-up in the...
we got a write-up in the Mirror, yeah. We also...
I really enjoyed as well, going back to the studio days, obviously when the world was normal, the show with Martin O'Connor and Jeff Horsfield as well, and Roger Johnson as well. Roger Johnson was a good one as well, wasn't he?
When Roger came in, that was a great one, yeah.
And Robbo and Tom Ross as well, sort of bounced off each other, didn't they? That was a great show as well.
Yeah.
Another great one. Here's a classic for you. You ready? Blues ladies, or women as it's now called, goalkeeper who had cancer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Katrine.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Katrine Anberger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, my God. Emotional or what? Superb.
Yeah.
But then to get Scarf Lady, have we still got the belts, Chris?
We have some, I don't think it's on this piece. Yeah.
So to have Scarf Lady, and do you know what? To get that lady's perspective of being a fan of Birmingham City for all those years. Now, I met her on the very first day that I went there back in '73, and up to a year or so ago, she was still going. Bless her, she's been a little bit poorly nowadays. But you know, what a fan, what an absolute legend of the club.
Yeah, she
to see her lead the team out after she'd done that interview with us, Chris, and she got to lead the team out. Wow! Beautiful.
Brilliant.
Liam Daesh, what a show that was.
Yeah, definitely.
Dick Portman said Jasper Carrott would love it. Craig Courtney, get on it.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Sam Mullet's asking a good question. Who was the very first guest?
Oh my God! Live in the studio. That might have. Oh, I don't know. Was it Joe?
No.
Tate? Was it Paul Tate?
No.
Tate was one of the very early ones. Because he came in twice. Robert Hopkins was a very, very early one as well. Oppo, that was a great show as well. That was funny, that was. And we told him to bring a drink with him and he brought a crate.
That's brilliant.
We said the show's only for an hour and a half, Hoppy. And he brought a crate in. And I think he drunk a lot.
Another good one was Mr. Wiseman.
Yeah, that was a funny one as well, wasn't it? When he said, "Is this live?" as he was pulling up a bottle of wine onto the table. Remember that, Nick?
Another one I enjoyed as well was Sean Rush. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good one as well. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Oppie was a good one. Says Ray Barrington Patterson.
Yes, come in a couple of times.
Keep on the get well soon. Road Barrington. We're all thinking of you, mate. Great players from the past. Jimmy Greenough saw his debut at Preston about 1968. And he didn't stay long, but he was amazing. I don't know what that's got to do with our previous guest, because I don't think he's ever been on the show, has he, Chris?
No, not yet. There's still time. Phil Summerhill, another great guest. A great guest. They came into the studio and he was really, really nervous. But he did very well. Phil Summerhill, fantastic. Oh, crikey.
I mean, if you do get a chance, guys, just have a look on the Tilton Talk page, scroll down a bit. Actually, Chris, put it up again tonight after the show's the guest list.
What are our viewers' favourite pranks? I mean, I always ask them any good pranks or funny stories they can tell us. What are people's favourite stories that we've had back from our ex-players that they can remember?
Yeah, good one.
There you go, here's a good one. Paul Gill, Young Scarlet for singing.
Of course, that was a good one as well. Yeah. Scarlett Tomlinson, was it? Yeah. Kevin Tomlinson's daughter. Yeah.
Wayne Linden, like the Ridgewell interview.
That was
good one. They're all. None of them are bad, are they? To be fair, I don't think. I enjoy talking to all of them.
Well, at the end of the day, it sounds cheesy, but we're like kids in a sweet shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you go back to being a kid again.
Here's a question for Nick from Nigel Mann. Who's the best co-presenter?
The best one.
Somebody's put Nick.
Who's the best what?
Nigel Mann's asking you who's the best co-presenter.
We're a team.
No, somebody's put Nick.
Do you know why we're a team? Because last week, right, almost at the end of notice, and I did try, I had to put out. And you know what? The show went on, and that's what it's all about. That is absolutely what this is all about. Because you know what? If you're not here, I ain't got a clue what's going to happen. Marvelous. No, likewise. Seriously, we'd do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not about who's the best, because but I don't do that kind of malarkey.
No. We're all
right. I've turned up doing this now for 10 years. 10 years of my life. That's 1/6 of my life.
We're going into
that is
11th,
a commitment, right? That is a commitment.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm still committed, and I'm still trying to be as fresh and as funny as always, because life is too difficult not to be funny. That's why we do the last 15 minutes. That's why we have a laugh. Now, guys, you three, I've got proposals for a new competition, which we're going to do next week. I'll talk to you about after the show. And it's just going to create a laugh, that's all. There's no prizes, no winners, no losers, just going to create a laugh.
Yeah. Sorry, Stuart Jones is asking if Martin Granger's been on the show. Yes, Stuart, he has,
Twice.
mate. If you go on YouTube and just type Tilton Talk Show Martin Granger, then I think he's had the most ever views on YouTube, over 1,000.
I think yes. I think he's got all his family to click on that.
I think he did.
Steve Portman wondered why the ratings were up last week. You see, that's the kind of banter I love, Steve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can rip it out of me all you like, mate. I love it. Chris Scudder, that was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, he enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what one of my favourite ever? I'm not going to sing it, obviously, but one of our funniest ever chants was when Heskey started scoring. Do you remember what we used to sing? He used to be, and now he's all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
I just remember I went to West Brom away and everyone was singing. I just remember laughing my head off at that. It was funny.
Yeah. I know it's an old one, but I always crack up at the Cardiff dance. It's just so random.
Yeah. Couldn't fill a fridge.
Mother in Tupperware.
You know, you could sit down for 30 years and not be able to write a script like that, couldn't you?
No, I know.
Stuart Jones wants to know if you've had Sir Trevor Francis on. No, we have asked, but he wanted, was it $3,000, Chris?
Yeah, in the early days, yeah.
So, in the early days, yeah. So, as Chris wasn't prepared to stump out 2,999 the other pound, he weren't coming.
Nick, all we had in those days was a bag of wasabi nuts.
Do you know what, Chris? I thought of you last night because I had some sushi with wasabi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
Wasabi. Yeah. Yeah.
Jason McDonald, what's the best song you've heard down the blues? That's got to be Keep Right On, isn't it?
Gotta be.
Okay, that's the anthem, right? Now let's go for chants. What's the best chant you've ever heard and the funniest? I've got a couple of funny ones, but they're incredibly rude, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't possibly say them on here.
I like it when we sing "Stand Up If You Love the Blues" and "Come On You Blues." I mean, we don't do this so much now, but when we get a corner or something and everyone would stand up in the Tilton and start, screaming, "Come on, you blues!" That just sends goosebumps down your back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here's another one from when we played the Dingles. Na na na.
Yeah. Well, I love the high pitch Villa when we play the Villa.
Yeah.
What I was about to say, Mark. One of my favourite Premier League moments when we were 3-0 up against them. First time we played them.
Yeah.
And with about 2 minutes to go, and we were all singing "Can We Play You Every Week?"
Yeah.
That was a special moment.
And also, it's got to be.
I'd love to know if any of our old boys are watching, if they cracked up when we did the high pitch Villa thing, because I'd love to hear their reaction.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, I love that.
And then when we play Man United as well, and we sing "We Support Our Local Team" and so and so get out of Brum.
Yeah.
I remember.
Cold night. I think we was playing. Was it Cesena in the Anglo-Italian Cup? I can't remember. The floodlights went out.
Yeah, it was Anglo. Yeah.
Literally in the cop, setting fire to our programs to try and keep warm. The coppers were coming stand there. And them that were left, there was probably only about 800 of us left at that time, and we all huddled together right in the back of the cop. We was going, "Put your 50 in, put your 50 in."
Do you remember about 20 years ago when we played Preston and they had a player called Michael Jackson? Do you remember that?
That was unfortunate. Yeah. I don't remember that.
And he came on as a sub, and
night game,
singing, "Michael, give us a song." And every time he got the ball, everyone, there was thousands doing like Michael Jackson noises at him every time he got the ball. It was hilarious, yeah.
I'll tell you what you won't beat though, Paul. You won't beat the night that we went to Wigan away, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained on that grass bank, and we were sliding down it from top to bottom, right? And we had to win that game to win the league. And I've got a badge which says Birmingham City Division, whatever it was, one, I think, champions, 1990, whatever it was. And I've got a badge. It's in my collection. And we only drew, so we never actually won the league. We did go up, but we didn't win the league. And then we were all doing the conga around Wigan's football ground, all from head to toe.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
And the
look,
chant
we,
we had for Robbie Savage. The chant we had for Robbie Savage was good as well, weren't it?
about his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he liked that as well.
I'm trying to think of some clean ones, but I can't. There's some really
Feed
good.
the horse, and he will score. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
for the horse, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the old ones, they look in the dustbins for something to eat.
Yeah, Is there a fire drill? That's always a funny one.
Yeah.
You know, when you see all the dejected home supporters, and we're away, and they're all leaving in their droves. Is there a fire drill?
I loved it. I like it. I liked it when we played Forest away a couple of years ago, and they were singing songs about, champions of Europe. And we just turn around and, champions of Europe, you weren't even born. Just little things like that. It's just.
Ray's got rather be a sausage than an egg. I was singing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got looked at. What are you doing? I said, it's a football song.
Do you remember?
There on the grass in Wigan, Pete, you'd probably either got hold of my waist or I'd got hold of yours, mate. Because I tell you what a cold, horrible, wet night. I've never. It was like, do you know when they get cheese rolling in the mud? It was like that. It was proper. We were proper just caked. And I've got the works car as well. Never told them, but like the whole of the inside of the car was just mud.
Adam says one of his favourite chants was, "I'd rather have a speedboat than a canoe."
And a canoe, yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Here's one for you. Going back in the day when we first got sponsored by Triton Showers.
Yeah.
And the players all come out with Triton. Oh, I'd rather have a shower than a bath. Oh, I'd rather have a shower.
Three wheels on my wagon. Yes, remember that one as well. Yeah.
Okay, we're into the last 15 minutes of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got a competition.
Even though Ricky Otto, and we totally understand the reasons why Ricky couldn't come, we're going to do the competitions right now. But while we're doing the competitions, we're going to ask you to start thinking of word association, ladies and gents. It's not very often we get to do this, only every Monday. And this week, we've had snow outside, ladies and gents. If you've not noticed, please go and have a look outside your windows because it's not been on Facebook once. Anything to do with winter and a footballer, anything to do with winter and or football, anything to do with winter and football. There you go. Chris is now going to scratch off the two names for. Can you just show Chris that those names are still intact?
Okay.
Completely and utterly intact. Yep. And the other one, please. Completely, utterly intact. Now, I don't know which one is A or which is B.
No. I'm going to scratch them off first, okay?
Okie dokie. We've got Kemi Freezing from, here was that from, Paul Gill, Jason Hughes with Chili Wright, Stephen Coldwell from Craig Courtney, Noel Flake from Ricky Stewart, that's up there at the moment.
Now, Nick, I'm going to give you the two teams, Nick, but you still don't know who's A and B.
I don't care.
You don't know. So in the final is Sunderland versus West Brom.
Okay, Sunderland versus...
Right, now, they are A and B. They're not corresponding.
No, there are two football teams in our beautiful city. One begins with a small A, the other one begins with a capital B, so I'm going to go for B.
Right, okay, then. Let me have a look. Just so
I like the way you did that.
That's B.
There's B.
That's B. Just to show that I haven't put B on both of them, there's A.
There's A. Put A down. So turn B round.
B.
And the winner is?
Sunderland. I don't know if
Sunderland.
You
We
can see
know that. Who's the winner, you tool?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go through and I'm going to have a look at it and I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Right.
Do you remember when Sorensen messed up at our place and everyone was singing "Nice One, Tommy"?
Oh yeah. No, that was the one when we did the Big Daddy chant as well for the first time. Easy. Everyone's Big Daddy.
Okay, so I've got a winner, and the winner is Steve Portman.
Steve Portman, well done, Steve.
MVP.
Yeah,
Steve Portman. No wonder the ratings have gone up this week, Steve, eh?
Well done, Steve.
Okay, so we're going to read these out rather quickly. We've got Winterbourne. If any of these make you laugh, then they'll be up there. Right, okay, Winterbourne. Slip Larson. Hot to Get Me a Sledge. Ben Chilliwell. Nigel Winterburn. Aaron Mohammed Winter. Alex Winter. Nigel Winterbottom.
I think we had a few as well, didn't we?
I said Jason.
Chloe Bollard, Leighton, Chill Blaines, Roger Gonson Johnson. Oh,
What did you say, Paul?
I said Jason Snowing instead of Bowen.
Okay.
Well, I said Snowbafemi Martins.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. You ready? Dennis Iceberg Camp. That's me winner's vote.
That's a good one.
I like that.
What about Igloo Makari?
Oh, Hemel Heskey.
Declan Ice.
Snowflake.
Nice.
That should have been Snowflake.
Wish it was hotter.
Oh,
But no, you hope you hope one day that things are going to get better for us and we can start to move forward. But I just think we're always going to be stuck in glue, aren't we, with these owners, unfortunately, and it's the way it's run.
Next foreseeable.
But
Next year or two.
we're not the only club in the league managed by overseas owners, are we?
I'd love them to prove me wrong and get something. I mean, I was quite pleased when we got Karanka. I don't know about you guys, but I was chuffed.
Yeah.
I still am. Actually, well, I'm going to be honest with you.
I was shocked.
I still am. There
What's
you go.
that, Nick?
I still am pleased that we've got him, and I think he can do a job. Like you say, he's got to be given the time, he's got to be given the resources, and he's got to be given the ability to do his job as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's just I don't know. Is it ever gonna get better? You think
Not with Birmingham City. We've got Tornado, Andre Flo, Claudio, and Rainey. Bob Hatton for the cold. I like that one. Oh dear. Jack slipped down the whole Grealish. Yeah, well, he can go there. Stephen Scarf, Tom Heaton. Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a good one from Jason Smith. Tony Coton.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. We haven't had anything to do with check and doy yet, so if you can think along those lines, because we couldn't not possibly finish without a check and doy, could we? Danny
Abson.
Freezings, hotter chocolate snowflake.
Oh, we haven't had that for a while. Peter Unglove? Peter Unglove? Unglove.
It's Run Glove. Yeah, that's a good one.
Randolph the red-nosed reindeer. Oh, yes,
Yes.
right up there. Slay
Predictions
Adams.
then, Nick. Predictions for Saturday.
Oh, crikey,
Coventry
yeah.
at home.
We'll go there.
Yeah,
I think we're going to win 2-0.
Paul.
I'll go 1-0.
Mark?
2-1. 2-1 to Blues. Leave.
Okay, I'll go for a 2-0 Blues.
Yeah, okay. Here's a good one as well. Paul Gill's gone for Hurricane.
Oh, clever.
Very clever. Put on words there, Paul. Well done.
Bernard's son.
Christmas to Gary from Lee Malin.
Nah.
Yeah, Stephen Gill says that this puts me back into reality. You know what? At least we've got a club. Look at Berry.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Absolutely. It could be a lot worse. And if we'd have carried on with Panu and Carson Young, then we would be probably Berry, wouldn't we now? Or possibly.
Yeah. At least we've got a club.
Gale from hang on, Kenny Burns night from Old Brew. Nice one. Any more? Oh, there's that many coming out. I just can't keep up with it again.
Well, there's a few predictions
Joe
coming as well.
Hart instead of Joe Hart, Tony Coton. Tony Coton.
Tony Coton, yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so Paul Lilly's gone for 3-1 Blues. Mandy's gone for 2-1 Blues. Michael's gone for 0-0. Ray's gone for 2-2. Nigel's gone for 2-1. Paul Sterndale's gone for 3-1 Blues. 1-0 Blues. Paul McCarthy. 7-0. Paul Gill. We are due to thump someone.
Wow.
Crikey.
Oh, that was. You've still got 5 inches there, Chris.
I have, yeah. I'm just hoping it's a bit not as chilly.
Got to say, well done to lovely Auntie Linda for moving into your house and get yourself settled down. You and Jack there, get yourselves cosy, guys. Nice to see you putting your feet up and having a beer the other night. Well done for all the hard work, and to everybody else that's helped you getting that sorted out, especially Sally and the crew.
Pete Taylor 1-1, James 1-0, Paul Lilly 3-2, Dave Portman 0-0. There you go, caught up.
The thing is, right, when we click and we play well, we are really good. Like we was at Middlesbrough away, ready for the staff. But when we're bad, we're awful, aren't we? There's no in between. They just need to find a happy medium. They just need to find a happy medium to be more consistent. That's all it is.
Yeah, maybe just play playing green at home.
Yeah.
You know what? Linda Magnus just said it's got to be something to do with Rendon. We couldn't have all these managers and good players not provided. Let's have a look. See what we've got. Right, let's go back a little bit. Right, we've got Aitor Karanka, who's won the division and got into the Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for Harry Redknapp. We've had Harry Redknapp. He's been there, done it, right? We had, and people's perspectives of this gentleman changed as well. You know, the chap we interviewed the other week, Lee Clark. You know, no, he's no fool. That guy isn't a fool, you know.
No.
He came across the show as knowing exactly what he knows, mate. Jason Hughes, that's a bit controversial. Can't do that one.
Let's have a look.
Oh, I can. Black Ice Man.
Yeah. That's clever. He's clever.
Brilliant. Sean Long Johns from Craig Courtney. We've had Pep. We've had come on, help me out, guys.
Gary Monk.
Gary Monk.
Yeah. You know what? 6-7 managers. They can't all be bad, can they?
No. Out of the last 7 managers, who would you have back in a flash?
Probably Monk.
I was going to say Monk.
Do you know what? I would have gone a little bit further than that, Chris. I'd have gone for Chris Hughton, but I don't know. He's not. I don't know. He's not performing, is he?
I mean, Harry Redknapp to this day is still the last English manager to win a trophy, isn't he? To win a major trophy.
Yeah.
Won the FA Cup in 2008.
With Pompey, yeah.
With Pompey,
yeah. Frank Lampard obviously last season got to the cup final but lost, didn't they? And Alan Pardew as well.
Sort of on the coaching side, what do we think of Craig Gardner coming back?
That's a strange one, isn't it?
It was
very odd.
It was. Do
you know what? I'd rather see him at Blues than anywhere else, though.
I'm surprised they had him back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know. Again, what we don't know, Chris, is what the circumstances of his leaving. You know. I don't know.
It feels to me like, you know, the club feels like they need him more than he needs us in a way. You know what I mean? It's almost like they've reached out to him to come back after he's been made almost immediately.
Yeah. There's a lot of people going for Gary Rowett as well. They'd like to see him back. There's even one for Alex McLeish.
Yeah.
No, I'd have him back.
Jason Hughes says he's been on gardener leave. Very good. Very clever.
Guards was sent on a scouting mission.
Do you know what? I thought that the other day, you know. I wonder if he'd just been sent out on a mission.
He did. I mean, just going back to Gary Monk, he did a great job for us, really, when he came in and, you know, he turned, him and James Beattie turned Shay Adams into the player that, you know, the 23-goal a season striker. People forget, his high-scoring season before Gary Monk came in was 7 goals.
Yeah. And it's the stuff he did off the pitch as well. I mean, he did sort of bring that sort of bond back, didn't he?
He did,
I mean, he got the best that I've seen out of Djukovic as well. Him and Adams, that partnership was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. Because he used to go out, didn't he, to people's houses and things like that, and turn up and surprise them, and hospitals and things, doing all the sort of things that clubs used to do.
And he got like Michael Woods is saying, he got the fans back too. He did, yeah. He brought the fans. He brought the bond back together between the players and the fans. You know, we were all.
Yeah, he made, like I say, he made going to games enjoyable. It weren't a chore. It was enjoyable again.
But he seems to just keep getting sacked for non-footballing reasons. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I mean, he took Sheffield Wednesday from -12 to whatever points they were on when he left. And I know it wasn't in the red, was it?
No.
You know, so I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Said that bond was Claire and Davo as well. You know what? Wow. Yeah. No matter where I'd be sitting, if Claire or Davo went past, I'd always come up and have a chat. You know what I mean? Always.
Yeah. I'm all for change if it's for the better, but the problem is the changes that we've made in recent years have been for the worst.
Yeah. Would you have Rowett back if he came available at any point? Or do you think he's damaged good?
No.
I don't know.
I don't like to say untrustworthy, but I don't know.
I think I'd rather have Monk, if I had to, I'd rather have Monk over Rowett.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, if I had to have one back. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think
I thought we sacked Harry too soon as well. We didn't give him long enough either.
No,
I mean he did the job, didn't he? What he was brought here to do.
Yeah, and then he obviously signed all them players, and it was going to take him time, wasn't it, to make it his own. And after 7 or 8 games, he was gone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. When
went a bit flat with him, didn't he? That was a bit of a letdown.
I think he's not getting.
Interesting one here from Dave Twine before we go, guys. The weirdest news today. Cardiff asking the EFL for a loan, yet they're vying for the supposed signing of the Warsaw fullback Blues are after.
Hey, what's going on there?
Cardiff asking the EFL for a loan, and yet they're vying to bring in a signing.
Yeah.
Because they've got Mick McCarthy now, haven't they?
Yeah. Big Mick.
What a boring man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's 9 o'clock, Nick.
It is. Nigel Mann said he'd rather have a roofer at the moment, just saying. Well, we've had a laugh, ladies and gents, in this freezing cold evening. We've had as much snow up here as you have down there, by the way, Chris. Mm-hmm. And we got air full 5 inches.
Oh, yeah. I've got 5 inches.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go for 6-0 in the weekend.
Please don't.
Mark Adams, thank you very much, aka Mr. Robe.
Good evening, everybody. Have a good week.
Paul Ipkiss, aka Mr. Sheen. Thanks ever so much, buddy.
Pleasure as always.
Mrs. Brown.
What?
This has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boyle Sports, principal supporter of Birmingham City Football Club, and of course in conjunction with SAS Autos, the Boys Labour Club, and the Garrison Coffee Company. We'll see you all here next week. Hopefully, we've got at least a win to shout about. If not, well, we'll be equally as depressed as we are this week.
Have we got Ricky Otto next week now then, or have we got someone else lined up?
I'm not
we'll
sure.
sort that out.
We might have two. We might have three.
But best wishes for Ricky Otto. Thanks for getting in touch, and we completely and totally understand why you were a no-show tonight. And it wasn't that you were a no-show. You did show. You showed where you needed to be, and that's all that matters. For everybody out there, keep safe, keep right on to the end of the road. Love you and leave you. God bless. Take care. We'll see you next Monday. Next Monday, 7:30. Take care, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Good night all.
Good night.